Mission 1, start!
I've always been fascinated by the Metal Slug series. It debuted when 2D was on its deathbed, and SNK kept the party going well after it was buried. Metal Slug 3 was released in arcades in 2000, with this Xbox port being released 4 years later. Like its predecessors, Metal Slug 3 runs on the Neo Geo arcade hardware dating back to 1990. Despite the hardware's age, Metal Slug 3 still looks beautiful, with excellent animation, detailed sprites, and imaginative backgrounds. The Metal Slug experience has always excelled at making you feel like an absolute badass. Everything about the game is centered around this concept. Enemies don't just flicker and disappear when you kill them, they explode into flames and pieces fly about the screen. The weapon sounds have a familiar weight to them, and not just a pew-pew sound. You are wielding a weapon of destruction, and it's all very satisfying. Adding to that feeling are the controls. Even with the Xbox controller's questionable D-pad, Metal Slug 3 controls wonderfully. Our 4 heroes can shoot in 4 directions, and can shoot while jumping, which makes laying waste to our foes a joy. I also found controlling the Metal Slug and the other vehicles better than the original game. I didn't struggle nearly as bad trying to shoot while also dodging enemy fire. The 5 levels all feel vastly different from each other, and few things ever repeat. This game has a very hand-drawn feel to it, and there's a level of quality here that few titles have ever replicated. When these enemies swing down from these vines, the vine is actually animated to move. Not only that, the leaves on the vine detach and float down. So few 2D games have this much detail. There is a retro renaissance of sorts going on in modern games with a pixelated art trying to capture that 16-bit look, but even they can't hold a candle to the visual treat that is Metal Slug.
Heavy machine gun!
In addition to the original Metal Slug, this third title features a whopping 10 different Metal Slug vehicles to pilot through the game's 5 levels. They generally control similarly, but it's fun to pilot them to see what crazy things the designers thought up. Speaking of crazy, Metal Slug 3 amps it up with some wildly imaginative concepts. For starters, if you eat too many fish, you get fat. While in fat mode, if you stop moving, your character will buckle over as if they are exhausted from running around in their obese state. The second level introduces zombies, and I love me some zombies. If a zombie pukes on a citizen, they turn and you have a new enemy to attack. If the zombie pukes on you, you actually turn. While a zombie, you walk slow. Rather than bombs, you have a massive vomit attack that wipes out half the screen. It's a ton of fun and a pleasant surprise. The boss of the second level is an encounter of the third kind. The lights all blow out and a bunch of aliens emerge from a fallen meteorite. Again, crazy stuff. I've always found the Metal Slug franchise to offer a really challenging experience. Metal Slug 3 continues that tradition, and I died a lot making my way through these levels. There's a lot of trial and error as you figure out how to get through the mid-bosses and some of the trickier sections of the game. After a while, you'll breeze through the levels until you hit another wall and have to figure out how to progress. Metal Slug 3 isn't that long, just 5 levels, but the difficulty and the sense of accomplishment is where all the replayability comes from. You want to keep going, and the game is good enough that replaying the same sections over and over isn't really a problem. It somehow never feels repetitive. I can't stress enough how good the Metal Slug franchise is. You really can't go wrong with any of these 2D run-and-gun titles. Metal Slug 3 is an excellent addition to the series and does a great job adding new gameplay elements to the somewhat straightforward series. It sticks to the tried and true formula of beautiful visuals, terrific sound, and buttery smooth gameplay mechanics that few games in the genre can match. As of the end of 2014, Xbox games are incredibly cheap. Walking through my local used gaming stores, most Xbox titles range from $2 to $5. There are a ton of awesome games that can be had for almost nothing. Metal Slug 3 offers an incredible amount of quality and fun for just $5. This is an awesome game, and awesome games receive a 4 out of 5.